Hello everyone. In this video, we will learn about the resource model and please watch the video till the end because we will also learn how we can test the resource model locally in our system by changing the browser language. Usually in SAP IFI interview, this question is a common question and whenever you appear for interview, they ask you a question called what is resource model and they expect you a ready-made answer for this question. This could be what is resource model? Let's understand it. It is used for internationalization. Resource model is used for internationalization of the application. It is a one-time binding model. Resource model is a one-time binding model. The binding can happen only one time. It is not vice versa. Resource model can be instantiated by using bundle name or bundle URL, which is we are not using for a common practice. I will show you how we can utilize the resource model using manifest.json file. Resource bundle file should end with dot properties extension. The source bundle file, we give it a name as I18N, and that's why we call it I18N because I and it starts with I and with N, and between it there are 18 characters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 characters are in between. That's why we call it I18N. This is what resource model is. Let's understand in the practical way how resource model works. Welcome again. This is our I18N.properties file, as we understood that the extension of this file would be dot properties. Here we keep all the text, all the properties that we are using in our application. This is our application, and right now we are not using I18N text in this application. All the values are hard coded. When I say the hard coded, what I mean that I have just written the names of the button and the title, like the title equal to my bank details. So for a standard application or for any SAP UFI application which we will run in the browser once we deploy it to the server, this kind of hard-coded values we don't keep as per the standard practice, because if we do that we can run the application only for a certain group of people who knows a particular language. But if we do a binding with I18N resource model, what will happen that the same application can be used in different region in different countries. If somebody is speaking German, they can see the text in German, the title in German. If somebody is speaking Spanish, they can see the title in Spanish. So we are going to learn how to maintain these tags. There is a binding syntax would be there. So remove everything from your IHN properties. First we will binding. So this is my bank detail. This is a value of this property app title. If I can copy app title, go to my view, and here I have to insert this. So I remove this for now. I put two curly braces. I write I18N. Sorry, I write I18N, and there is a binding symbol greater than. This is a binding symbol, and then I can put the property name which I have copied. You can see in I18N we have the app title property. This property I have kept after I18N greater than app title. So this is a complete syntax. This is a complete syntax. If I save it and run the application, we can see the application title, the page title would come as my bank details. And let it open. Okay, so my bank details is coming. But what if I change it here? If I say that it should not be my bank details, it should be your bank details. What happens if we do that? If I save this IHN properties file, so the app title would change because now we are not hard coding the value here. We have given a path, a syntax that go to IHN, and wherever the app title is there, whatever the text associated with this property, pull that text. So if we have a, here is the property and this is the value, so this is the value associated with this property. And if you see, the title has changed your bank details, right? So whatever we will keep here, it would display. So right now I'm keeping as my bank details. Now let's move and okay, so for title it is done. We will do one by one. Right now, I have opened the app view, the root view. First, I will do it for the root view. Then I will do it for the other things as well, for the other controls as well. So the title can be changed. Title is changed. Now there is a button. There is a button. But if you will notice in IHN, there is a identification on the top that we have to put. Like this is X title title, right? So I will take some reference from this document where I have kept the text. and till here it is done. Now the application description you can write if you want. Anyway, it is not required because we are not displaying it anywhere else. And okay, because it is anywhere, the by default it will be there, so I just copy paste it here. Now, if you will see for the main view title, I need to take this again, the XTITL, but I can say that XTITL is for what? This is for application, but this is I can actually give the name that app view title. Whatever the title is there in the app view, this title should come here. But this is the application title, so we will give some other text name. If it is a button that we want to change, we can say hash x btn button, and then we can say the button of app view, right? App view button. And so right, okay, sorry. Now we have a button in app view, and the button name is refresh. So instead of I would also change the name. The same structure we have to create, curly braces open and close, I18n greater than, and I need to give a name, so I just give it a property called home. There's a home button we are going to create. So here I have given the home as property, and what should be the value? Value should be actual home H capital. So you might ask why we are keeping the property in this way, because we this is a standard practice and we keep lower camel case structure. This is what we are following in the when we are writing the property name. This is for button, it is done, and now there is nothing left. There is one more button. Okay, this is find more details. This is a button. So what I do, I cut this from here, and same thing, curly braces open and close, IAT name greater than, and I will put the property name here. But first I have to decide what should be the property name. It will also come under the button section. So this is my value, find more details, and equal we can put. Now what property I should give the property name? So I can say find more, like this. As short as we can keep, we should keep it as short as possible. Find more button, and this property now I can copy and I can paste it here in this text. The same format we are following. Opening curly braces, closing curly braces, putting IIT in greater than symbol and the property name. Now if you will notice our application is running, let it run. If you'll notice the home button text is changed, the my bank detail is coming, find more detail is also coming, but this time it is coming from I18 in text because the values are not hard coded here. This text, let me show you, it is a part of this button. This text is part of the home button, and this is our view. Now let's move to this core fragment and see what is this fragment, bank details. So go to the bank details, see if their IATN text is required or not. If you can see the text for the first one, if you can notice this title text, this is nothing is there. If you notice this value is also hard coded. This value is also hard coded. Text value we won't change because when we will learn about the JSON model, we will understand how to bind these values. But first, we will only do changes in the IATN text, the values which can be changed. So I will change this account details. I cut this, open and close curly braces, IATN greater than, and now I have to type the property. So I will create the property, and where we are creating all these things, this is again X LBL label we can call, because if you will see in the bank details, what we are going to change is label. Title also you can write, but overall it is a label. And app view title is there, right? So instead of app view, there is no title. I can write hyphen XDI, and I can say it bank details fragment, and now I can give this account details as a title, and I can the short name I can keep A double C lower camel case BTI A double C BTI account details. I copy this, I go to my bank detail application, and I put it after this I18. So what will happen? Now my account detail is also a dynamic property, which is getting the value from the IATN properties. This is done. We are taking some time, but we are understanding how to develop the application from scratch as per the SAP practices. Because having a knowledge about these things is also important, and you do it by yourself one by one with all the properties. You will get familiar with it, and then it would be easy for you. I know many of you are actually very experienced people, and it might be a little boring for you, but I'm just thinking about the person who has just joined the course, or who wants to learn SAP UI5 so from scratch as a fresher. So I'm just doing this course for them. Now I quickly change SAP description, and this is label. Yes, so label for what? Label for bank details, bank details fragment label. And what is the label? The first label is account number. I will remove this from here. I will go to my tenant properties, and I will say there is a property called account number. I have to write a P for it, a property for it. So I can say ACC, the shortest which can represent the meaning and how short we can make it. It's not like that you put is AN, because that would be the most more smaller, right? Don't put it like that. It should be meaningful. Like this ACC num, you can put account number, copy, remove, close the app view. It is not required now. Bank details, text for I89. I89 is greater than account number. We will do the same thing for all the text available in this file. I will remove this. Go to my I89 properties. I will say this is a value, account holder name. I want to give it a property name, so I can say ACC account H, no, account H name. Like that, I can mention holder name, and I can go. I will bind I18 in text, so I will open and close curly braces. I18 is greater than account name. Same way, I will do it for the IFS code. IFS code. I'll close this, and I18 is greater than. Now I have to create a property for it. Sorry, this is equal to. I can say IFS code. IFS code. Yeah, this looks good. This is IFS code. So this is the label done for the bank details. I think all the properties we have already binded. Nothing is pending. We can see it. If you can notice, the text binded, the title text is binded, label text is binded. We are not binding these properties because this is the data that we are going to display. So this binding would happen as a resource binding. Here we will use some other methods of binding. IFSC property name I have to put here. I just copy this property name. I go to my bank details, bank details fragment, and I just paste it. Now we can close bank details fragment because this is also done. Instead, I will write hash xlbl because now we need to do the things not in bank details but in more details, more details fragment. So I will write more details fragment label, right? So these three would be same because I show you how these three are same because it is there already, and there are two additional properties that we have to add that we will add for sure. So what is happening right now? One property is not coming. I'll check why it is not coming. What is happening for this? It is fine. Let me first fix this, else it would look really bad. Let me just fix it. Account number is there. Account number is not coming. Let me compare it with the property. The property name is fine. Yes, I think property name is correct. This is account number, so it should be visible. Let me check account details. Account details is also there. Ideally, it should be visible. I18, okay, because we are missing N. N is not there. So I18 N. So sometimes we do these kind of mistakes, and we need to work on it by doing it manually for at least 3 4 times, and then things would work fine. Now open the more details fragment. In this fragment, there are certain properties like bank account number. If you will notice here also, now it is working fine. These properties are binded with IATN. Now we have to bind this confidential detail and these properties. So these three would be same. For same, I can write the same thing. Like this bank account number is there. What I can do, open my bank details. No, don't open the bank details. It's okay. Let's just bind them also. What is the key for account number? This ACC num is the key. Copy it, remove it. Braces I Athene greater than account number. For account holder name, what is the key? ACCH name. Okay. Remove this text. Open curly braces. Close curly braces. I Athene greater than account name. For IFS code, copy this. Okay, IFS code. Go here. Remove this IFS code. Curly braces. I Athene is greater than IFS code. Now for customer ID, there is nothing, so I have to create one. In this section, I can write it down. Customer ID. So I need to create a property for this. CUS first ID, I can say the short name. And I can go and bind it with the IATN model. And for address also, we can create a key. Remove this from here. Go to the IATN file address. Now I need to create a property. Address. Okay. So I think all the text in our application is binded with IATN file, and this is how the IATN file looks like. So this is how the IATN text is binded. Now in the next chapter, we will understand how I can load and test locally my application text in the other languages like German or Spanish. You can change your browser language by go to the setting that I will display you, and then you can test. But to do that, we have to create other. So where is this? Where is the declaration of this IHNN properties file? This I want to show you in the manifest.json. Here is the, if you will go below, you will find in models, IHNN model is created. Let's see if IHNN model works fine and how we can do that by visiting the development tool, right click, go to inspect. Once you go to inspect, this fragment would open, go to sources. Inside the sources, go to resources, node resources. Go to controller, open your app controller, make it little big. Okay, let me keep it below. Now in this controller, if you will see on init function is there. If I refresh the application, this on init function would. So I'm putting a breakpoint here. When you click on any text, you can actually put a breakpoint, like this is our earlier code that we have written. You can put breakpoint on any code. But right now, this is a on init, which is a lifecycle method of SAP UFI. So I'm clicking and I'm stopping the execution of the code by putting a breakpoint here. If you'll just click on this number, the breakpoint would apply. Now I'm doing a manual refresh. What will happen when the code execution would come to this controller, and it will stop the execution because we have put a breakpoint. Okay, now breakpoint is debugger. Now the breakpoint is triggered. Now go to your console. Now I tell you why we have stopped the execution. Remove everything by clicking on this or press Alt L, clear console, Control L. Now let's write this dot get owner component, owner component, and hit enter. What is this owner component? It has all the details like your model detail, your component data, your binding contest, whatever you have defined, your routing, everything. So what is this component? Owner component means this is the manifest configuration. Whatever you have in your manifest.json file, each and every configuration is available. If I go further and I write get owner component dot get model, which model? IATN. So just pass a property called IATN and see if IATN model is coming. Yes, IATN model is coming. It is giving me the details about OData, from where the IHNN model path, what is the bundle name, this is our bundle name that we can find, what is there in resource bundle, what is the URL, info, everything. Now, why I'm displaying this to you? Because this is our model and we should know how we can fetch our model. And if I want to get any property text, let me show you the more detail. This ACC num is a property in IHNN, but I can actually fetch what is the actual text associated with it using this model. Let me show you how to do that. This dot get honor component dot get model dot get resource bundle. Resource bundle means the resource bundle would be the actual file which is carrying all the text. So this is a resource bundle. If I put a predefined method on resource bundle dot get text, and if I pass as a string value account noun, which is a property value, right? Property name. Not sorry, the property. It is a value for this text, right? And if I hit enter, it will tell me that account number is carrying this account number text. So this is the mapping, because in I18N, if you will notice, this account number has this account number text as a value, and that text we can fetch it here. So it means our I18N model is working. Where is this I18N model, and why I have given the name here I18N? Who said that the name of the model is I18N? This we can find in manifest. If you will go to manifest.json file in your the same application, if you'll go little below, just above the routing and resources, there is a section called model. And inside this model, that's here the curly braces is getting closed. So this is a model declaration. There are two kind of model they have declared. This is a data source. For data source, they have kept it. We can put our own model. But this I18N model they have defined. This I18N model has a type sap.ui.model.resource model and a bundle name that we could see what is the bundle name when we were opening our resource bundle. So using this URL, we can find what is the bundle name. This is the bundle name in OData. When we first time fetch the this dot get on a component dot get model. Let me make it little big for you so you can actually read and you can see. Okay, I'm just clearing the console. So remember this practice. This dot get on a component dot get model, and what is the name of the model? It's I18N, and that's how you will get your model. So model name, whatever you will define here, if I say this is not I18N, this is PPP 310, right? I'm saying that this is the model name from now onward. Now application is getting refreshed. It will again pause. Once we refresh it, it will again refresh, and it will again get paused because the breakpoint is already there in our controller file. Now breakpoint got trigger. Go to console. Okay, clear the console and PPP. Let's see if the resource model is coming with I18N or not. Corner component dot get model, and I'm giving the name again I18N. Hitting enter. Undefined. Why it is undefined? Because I have changed the name of the model. Now the name of the model is PPP. Okay, let me see. Yeah, it is. Okay, it is small PPP. I have given capital PPP. It's small PPP. And yeah, we are getting the model. So that's how we can change the model name. Let keep it same. What was it earlier? I18N is very important to keep the I18N, because here we have done the binding with I18N, right? So if we keep the name model name as I18, it would be helpful. Once I will display in the next video how you can test it locally using different languages. Let me remove the breakpoint. Application is getting